Hey, hi everybody. Hey, it's Julianne Lichty from Actors in Action, and we have a really super cool Acting from All Angles. Yay, our show today. I'm super excited. We're going to be talking about how to get started in voiceover, which is such a fabulous thing to do, and there's so much money to be made in there. Annette's here. Hey, Annette, good to see you. Um, and I have a special guest with me today. I have her on the phone. So hopefully this works. Hopefully you can hear her. Let me know if you can't. But I've got it all rigged with my microphone and everything, so it should be fine. But first, for those of you who don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name is Julianne Lichty Stratton, and I'm the creator of Actors in Action Professional Acting Training, where we take actors and teach them fabulous techniques so that they can have their own wonderful process that is rock solid, so they can rock any audition or booking or callback or anything like that. So it's a really great thing. And as you know, we have our weekly show where we discuss the ABC, oops, wrong one. We discuss, I'm holding, Linda can't see me, but I'm holding up charts here. So the ABC, DEFs of acting. And today we're going to be talking about craft. We talked about craft last week, but craft and business basically is what we're going to be talking about with our voiceover. So with no further ado, Linda, hello, introduce yourself. Say hi.
Hi. Hi. Happy spring, everyone.
Linda is calling in from Las Vegas, where she is based. And let me introduce her a little bit. So Linda has done tons of voiceover work. She's a coach. She was an agent here. I talked about last week. She was an agent. She started TMG, probably the top agency here in Salt Lake, and she started it and ran it beautifully, and I was one of her clients for a long time there, one of the talents. And then she left us and went on to pursue other things, and you've been in Vegas mostly since then, right? Is that right, Linda?
Yes, I've been in Las Vegas for 6 years.
Okay, and you've worked extensively in LA. She was a coach. I'll let her tell you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Yes. So go ahead, tell us a little bit.
Okay, just quickly, hello everyone. I was an agent in Los Angeles at a commercial talent agency in the voiceover department for about 8 years. And then I just need to clarify that I co-founded, operated, and ran talent management group for its first 10 years of life. And then I went off to do other things. And as Julianne mentioned, I do have I have a lot of background in voiceover, but I also have a lot of background in acting for stage and screen and yada, yada, yada. I won't talk about myself. Go ahead, Julianne.
No, that's great. That's great to get. And thanks for clarifying that you co-founded TMG. So yeah, we're just thrilled. So let's dive into talking about voiceover stuff. And anybody out there, if you have questions for Linda, please just type them in the comments. We'd love to hear what you're thinking. We're going to stay pretty basic this time. I'm going to have her back on the show probably next month to get a little deeper, and then probably again. We'll probably have her here quite frequently because we're trying to boost the voiceover work here in Salt Lake. And also, if you're living here, we are going to be having a workshop. She's coming up here on the 18th of May. It's Saturday. We're going to be having a workshop. It's only $55. It's going to be amazing. And we'll talk more about it and post more about that. So Linda, why don't you just start us off? So say I'm brand new to voiceover work. I'm an actor. People have told me, yeah, you got a great voice. You should do voiceover work. And I'm like, I have no idea where to start. What is my first thing that I do to start?
Okay, the first thing you do is somebody says you have a great voice. That's wonderful. We all have wonderful voices. We all have a unique sound. Our sound is unique to us. It's as unique as your fingerprint. Someone telling you that you have a great voice, you should do voiceover, they just don't understand the business, and I'll explain that because 10% of the sound of your voice, I should say, is 10% of the game. It's great if you have a wonderful, or what people presume to be a wonderful sounding voice. That's subjective. The fact that you're an actor is huge because we call this voice acting. And you will be using your acting tools in voiceover. Good voiceover talent actually are typically actors or comedians. They've got acting skills behind them underneath their belt. Their foundation is acting oftentimes. That's not to say that you can't learn what you need to learn to do voiceover if you're not an actor. To start out, in the beginning, I say, you know what? Do simple things. Julianne, simple things. Listen to commercials. Can you hear me?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, listen to commercials. I know a lot of people don't anymore, but it's very, very important. And you can go to iSpot, itvspot.com, and you can listen to commercials there. But what you need to do is listen to male or female, whatever gender, whatever. Close your eyes and start becoming aware. Create an audio awareness. What you want to do is develop an audio awareness that is acutely sharp, very, very keen. And I say just start listening, opening, and because we're a visually oriented society, you really need to open up your audio senses. And that goes for, I eavesdrop at restaurants all the time. And it drives my husband crazy, but I'm just listening to different sounds, and once you're able to start, you open up that arena and start listening, and you start hearing different sound and different voices, and you start identifying what you hear. In other words, place an adjective to the kind of voice or the sound of voice you hear. That starts helping you become in tune to your audio senses. You absolutely need to train. I mean, you won't know if you have, if this is a niche for you until you get into a class or a workshop, and at which point I would hope that you would know whether this is a path you should take. Because you'll either get ignited, excited, or you'll be, maybe ho-hum about it and go, you know what? This doesn't sing to my soul.
Right.
And if it doesn't resonate to you, don't do it, because the competition is enormous. It's global.
Right. And especially now with having home recording studios and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I just want to go back to, so I love this exercise, and this is really great for acting too. I love the exercise that Linda's saying. So just like listening, close your eyes and listen to commercials, listen to other people talking. You can eavesdrop at restaurants or whatever it is. Just sit there and listen and develop your auditory sense. I think that is so cool. I never really thought of that, but be creating this auditory world, not just a visual world, because I mean, you're in the booth recording voiceovers and you don't have anything in front of you. You have to create it all, right? So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's become, what we call, what we refer to as monologue spots is the norm for commercials these days. And there you are sitting in your home studio or your closet,
Yeah.
Most home studios are in closets amongst clothes. It's just you and the microphone. You don't have the luxury of that human to human give and take in when you're doing monologues. So there are elements that are so key to being able to lift those words off the page and give them life and meaning and believability and truth, no matter what you're talking about. And so you really, really need to exercise that muscle we call imagination. The imagination muscle. You also need to create and flex that visualization muscle, because you need to be able to see your story and what you're talking about, and you need to be able to see who you're talking to. And I'm not talking about demographics for a spick and span or Comet cleaning product commercial. You know what I'm saying? To make the copy come alive, you have to substitute. So the key elements are substitution, visualization, and imagination. It's huge.
Isn't that amazing? Because it's true. People will say, oh, you've got a great voice. You should do voiceover, but there's so much more to it. And it sounds like it's just acting on steroids, kind of. I mean, it's so many things we do with acting that we do with voiceover. It's interesting because I've never really gotten into voiceover work because I've thought about it, but I've been really busy with other stuff and I've just never really done it. But so this is really exciting for me to hear all this stuff too, and like to learn, oh, okay, that's how you go about it, and using the senses and creating that. You know, in my classes we have this thing we call referencing, or creating the environment, and like we do space objects and we create all that. And it sounds like it's just something that is really you can use in voiceover in your imagination. And so I just want to recap right now before we go on. So the first thing you're saying to do is start listening, start developing your auditory senses. And then the second thing is to get in a class or a workshop and find out if you really like it, if this is a fit for you. So, right? So say I'm practicing my auditory stuff. I went to a workshop. I'm like, yeah, I want to do this. So what's my next step? What do I do?
Well, your next step is that you must continue to train, and you through your process, your training process, you will come to a point in time where your coach, your teacher, or whomever you're working with. Again, I want to just interject here. This is also a buyer beware industry. And you want to make certain that whoever you study with or train with is a credible individual. So please do your due diligence and do your research and make sure that that individual has an extensive amount of experience and really knows what they're doing and talking about. Okay, now I rewind and I digress. Your instructor will tell you when, and you'll actually kind of know when you're ready for a demo to start embarking on creating that demo. You want to know absolutely what's current and in trend in terms of demos. You don't want to create an amateurish demo for sure, but that would be after some time of training and working out. Acting classes and improv are so important for voiceover. They really are. The other thing, I'm sorry, Juliette,
go ahead.
to answer your question even more thoroughly, what you need to do is, even if it's just recording on your computer at home, start pulling ads from print, from magazines or online. Pull ads, start recording yourself, and then play back and start listening to your reads and ask yourself, does that person sound genuine? Is that person telling the truth? Is that honest?
Right.
Do I believe it? Start experimenting at home.
Yeah, that's so cool, because I tell my actors to like tape themselves acting, videos it, and then watch it and see if it moves them or not. And so it sounds like it's really the same thing. And it's interesting. I want to point out too, it's like, I think from the little I know about voiceover, it's like they're like, oh, you should do voiceovers. Okay, I need to make a demo. But it sounds like you're like, no, you got to train first. You got to get some chops. You got to know what you're doing before you just jump in and do your demo, which I think is really, really cool. Am I interpreting that right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, absolutely. And the sad truth is, far too often people make demos when they're not ready. And the sadness about that is that more than likely the demo is going to be very amateurish. Secondly, more importantly, the individual will have spent a chunk of money, because demos are not cheap.
Yeah.
And you will have plunked down a bunch of money, and then 6 months, 8 months later, after continuing your studying and training and working out, you become better than your demo, which is not at all what you want. Your demo must be like a headshot. It needs to reflect who you are today, your capabilities. It has to be a realistic example of what you're capable of doing.
Right. Cool.
So you'll have to go back and redo the demo, plunk down more money.
Right. And so it's kind of a waste of money and time. Right. Cool. So we have about 1 minute left in this. Again, we are going to be having Linda back again, probably next month. So whatever questions you guys have, if you're watching this after we're live, you can leave questions in the comments, and Linda will get back to you. She'll be tagged with this, so she can get back to you. You can get questions for next time. So basically you're saying, if you want to get into voiceover, and then Linda, I'll let you have the last word with this, is first of all, start practicing auditory. Get your auditory going. Listen to people. Listen to things. Listen to commercials. Second thing is you want to get in a class and start getting trained when you are, and know if it's right for you. Then the next thing is, once you feel like you're trained enough, you can start looking into a demo. Don't do a demo too early. It's going to just be a waste of time and money, but do that. So anything else you want to tell to wrap it up here for this little section of how to get started?
I think that is sufficient, and I think you said it so succinctly. Thank you for doing that.
Cool. Awesome. All right, guys. So this is really exciting. There's so much voiceover work out there, right, Linda? There's like more than acting.
There is. Let me tell you, if you really tune into your ears, as I say, and you really listen and look, well, don't look. Stay away from visual. But you listen, you will be amazed at how much voiceover work exists in our universe. In fact, there's more voiceover work available, voiceover opportunities available than on camera opportunities, because we're not just talking about television and radio commercials, we're talking about TV promos, we're talking about movie trailers, we're talking about, you'll hear voiceover, see a commercial at a movie theater, you'll see hear commercial voiceover on your cell phone, on the internet,
when you go to the grocery store, there's you hear stuff over there. So, and for those of you who don't know what we're talking about with voiceover, we just, anytime you hear a voice that is not embodied, right? Like on a commercial or radio or whatever kind of ad sort of thing. Isn't that's basically what we're talking about. So it's not an on-camera actor.
And telephone prompts.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
Yeah.
It's not all robotic.
Yeah, that's really cool. There's tons. Okay, cool. So we're going to wrap up. Again, I think next time we're going to just get deeper into what to do, to really get going in voiceover. And then we're also going to have Linda back to tell us how to create your own voiceover recording studio, have a portable one, how to do one in your house, because people are doing that nowadays. We have so much technology. You can do beautiful, beautiful work for not that much money for the equipment. So Linda, we can't wait to have you back for all of that stuff. And then one last time, the 18th of May here in Salt Lake, I think it's going to be from 10 to 2-ish. Is that right? About then?
Well, I think I was looking at more like 11 to 4, but we can decide on it. It'll be a 5-hour.
It's going to be a 5-hour workshop, $55. We're going to be setting up a page where you can just sign up for that. So it's going to be fabulous to have her here, and she just has a wealth of knowledge. Okay, guys. Thank you again, Linda. If you want to hang on, I'm going to just exit out of here and we can chat for another second. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And again, if you have any questions, just let us know. All right, over and out, acting from all angles. Thank you.